Have you ever had a tiny home issue turn into a full-blown renovation? Because that's exactly what happened here. What started as a small little toilet leak in our powder bathroom turned into a full-blown new renovation. And honestly, I'm not mad about it. Hi, I'm Emily. If you're new here, I am a Chicago North Shore real estate broker and resident. My husband and I bought a 1960s home to renovate for our family, and I am taking you along for the ride. Today, I'm taking you through our home renovation of our powder bathroom, which is actually right behind me. It's the powder bathroom that everybody uses when they come through. I'm going to go through the decisions that we made and why we made them, and even why I almost didn't trust my gut instincts, but I'm so glad that I did. Stick around. Okay, so here's the truth. When we bought this property, we knew that every bathroom needed to be renovated, every wall needed to be painted, kitchen renovation. We knew all of this going in. And one of the top priorities when we first moved in a year ago was to do this bathroom on our main floor, which is kind of the main guest bathroom that anyone would use. Now, we had some other things kind of pop up that led us down a different path. And anybody who has ever done a home renovation knows that sometimes what you want to do is not always what ends up happening at first. So we were really not expecting to do this renovation, but honestly, I'm so glad we did. So here's what happened. Basically, the toilet started to leak a little bit at the base, and we thought, okay, we're not going to do a full-blown renovation at this point. Let's just get a plumber in and fix the toilet. Let's actually get a new toilet, and we'll save that for whenever we do the renovation. Well, turns out the plumber looked at it and was like, well, we need to probably get in a little deeper than just a quick, easy swap this toilet out. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. We want to do it anyway. And so this kind of led us down this path to this full renovation of, taking it down to the studs. So essentially we ripped out the tile. We took out the soffit that was above the sink, and there was a full wall of mirrors. We removed that, replaced the vanity, put in some sconce lighting on either side of the vanity, changed out all the hardware, changed out pretty much everything, and of course painted the space. And it turned out really great. I am so happy with it. But one of the biggest things that we had to decide on was like what vanity, what tile, what color paint, all of these things to make sure that everything felt, updated and modern, and really to make it as functional as possible for us. So one of the biggest decisions we had to make was the floor tile, because that was pretty permanent in a sense that we were not going to just paint the walls and make it a new color if we didn't like it. So I spent a lot of time really trying to figure out what tile I wanted to put in there. Now, originally, I was like, I want to do a marble mosaic. And the thought process behind that was that it's a small bathroom and marble is expensive. I knew that maybe in a primary bathroom where it was bigger, I might not be able to afford the marble, but in a small space, we could make it work for if you're only having to really do the floor of this one space. So that was my original thought process. Now, when I had the contractor come out initially, I kind of gave him a rundown of what I was thinking so he could give me a quote. Now, the first thing he said, he's like, do you already have the tile? And I said, no, not yet. And he kind of tried to steer me away, and he was like, well, a lot of people don't like it because it looks great in the beginning, and then afterwards, a couple months or years down the line, it doesn't look so great. So I actually used to work for a tile manufacturer and distributor. So I I actually did know quite a bit about flooring. And natural stone is just one of those things that with anything nice, you have to take care of it, and it requires maintenance, and you have to upkeep it. So it has to be sealed and cleaned properly and resealed when appropriate. And I kind of went back and forth, and I said, okay, maybe I'll look for a porcelain that is a marble look for the floor tile, and went to, I don't even know, maybe 5 or 6 different stores, and was looking at the porcelain. Of course, everything I liked was marble. And I am sorry, there is no comparison. You cannot replicate the depth of a marble tile, that natural stone, in a man-made product. And I will stand behind that. But there are some really great porcelain tiles if you're looking for a porcelain tile, but I was not. My husband really wanted a herringbone pattern, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Haven't found one that I loved. And that day we had to bring our 2 kids to look at all these different tile options, which was funny in itself. We were on our last place that we were kind of look at tile, and we looked at this whole store, and then my daughter, who is 8, she was like, ooh, Mom, this one looks like mermaid tiles, which was this beautiful fan mosaic marble tile. And my husband was like, I like that one. And I was like, yeah, I like that one too. And so really she was the one that picked out our floor tile. So yes, we have mermaid tiles or mermaid scales on the floor, which, I kind of love it. So this is just a little reminder, I guess, to, of course, take input from people, but also kind of trust your gut, because honestly, it turned out fantastic. And I'm so excited to show you. So this renovation wasn't just about updating some finishes. It was about truly adding value to the home and really making it our own. Now, when you're buying a home and you are buying something that someone else has designed, if you like it, that's fantastic. But a lot of times you run into this situation where something has been updated, but it's not your style, or it doesn't feel like you. And me personally, I have a tough time going into homes and really feeling like, oh, wow, every choice that they made feels like me. So having the opportunity to do this renovation and pick out everything from the sink to the vanity and the countertop and the tile and the color on the floor and the color on the walls and the toilet paper holder, everything feels like I chose it, and it's a good representation of our family and how we use the space. But yeah, I think that really speaks to just how exciting it can be to renovate somewhere, and you get to look at the final product and say, that feels exactly like me, or me and my family. Who am I kidding? I'm making all the decisions. So I hope you watch this video feeling inspired and maybe taking a little bit of the scary out of the process of renovating. I think sometimes people go into a home and the thought of having to renovate a bathroom or a kitchen can feel so daunting, but honestly, it doesn't have to be. And if you've got a really good real estate broker, a lot of times they can help you, point you in the right direction with either contractors to use or paint color suggestions or places that you might go just check out tile or check out vanities or stuff like that. So I think it's really good to have someone in your back pocket that you can trust. So if you are thinking about doing a home renovation, I hope this takes the scary out of it a little bit. I hope you got a little bit of inspiration. Maybe you are in the process of doing a home reno yourself. I would love to hear about it if you would put it in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow along for more home content, home renovation, any garden updates, and all things home. Hope you're having a great day.